All right. I swear if you guys just watch this video for, I don't know, 8 minutes, you guys will understand more watching this video than any other guru out there shoving things down your guys' throat, trying to get you guys to buy a course. And that's not my goal here. My goal is to get you guys to make enough sales that you don't know what to do with yourself and you need my help to scale. In that case, if you're in that position, then click the link down below. But to get you guys getting started, to get you guys getting your first sales, to get you guys profitable, it's not that complicated. Just watch this video. It'll help you guys out. And it took me a while to learn. So yeah, let's jump right into it. We're going to talk about your creative, your landing page, and your offer. That's at the core level, that's all there is to the business of dropshipping. Look, dropshipping is not complicated. Every single store ever dropships. You get something from cheaper, you sell it at a higher price. In our case, we're shipping it directly from the supplier to the customer. It makes it even easier, right? The business model of dropshipping is not complicated, and there's too many YouTube gurus out here that make it sound so complicated and you have to follow this strategy, you have to follow that strategy. No, I'm saying that none of that shit actually matters. I'm going to break it down in this video. So let's get right into it. No edits, one take. Okay, so you have an ad creative and you have your landing page and you have your offer. So people are like, Leighton, like why am I not getting sales? What's going on? Can you review my store? Can you review my ad? It's like, follow this structure of reviewing your assets and then figure out what's broken in this system to fix your problem of not being profitable. And it's actually easier if you're getting sales and you're not profitable. If you're just starting off and you're not getting sales at all, it could be everything's messed up. So let's just talk about it. Okay, so if you're running ads, and again, we talk about paid ads here. I don't do organic. I run Facebook ads. So let me pull up my pen. Okay, so if you're running an ad creative, are your metrics good for your ad creative when you run a test, when you run a campaign? What metrics do we care about? CPC, cost per click, and make sure your metric is CPC, cost per link click, not CPC all. CPC all is like any click that someone does in your ad. If they open up, if they make it full screen or if they click on the comment button or like button. No. Cost per link click. CPC and CPMs. Cost per 1,000 impressions, right? So is your CPC high? What's a high CPC? With Facebook, I would say over $1 is pretty high. I've never had a winning product or a winning store be over $1 CPC. Right now at scale, my CPC is around 70 cents, give or take. I think the average around 65. It just varies day to day a little bit. But I would say under $1, so less than $1, right? So if your CPC is above $1, you have an ad problem. Now you can go try new ads. Do creative concept testing. Different hooks, different angles, different personas. Maybe picture ads, maybe video ads, right? Now, if you keep testing new creatives and it doesn't work, it might just be your product. And that happens a lot with dropshipping. I don't know how many times I've tested a product and I've had good CPCs and it just doesn't work, or I have bad CPCs and relaunch and it just doesn't work, right? That's okay. That's just the product. Now, is your CPM high? Now, CPMs are a bit tricky because CPMs vary niche to niche. So I look at my CPMs compared to my ad account averages. So if my campaign and my ad account is averaging a $10 CPM and I launch a new campaign, and this is just example for this niche, if I launch a new campaign and my CPMs are way higher than 10, I know that on average my niche and my ad account is around 10. If it's above 10, that's not good. Now, a $20 CPM might be good in your niche, but just compare it to your average. So that's why I look at CPC first and then CPM when I have more data in my ad account. Okay, so we've talked about ad creative. So if your ad creatives are having a higher CPC, then you need to focus on fixing your ad creative. That'll fix the profitability of your entire business. Okay, so what do you do if you have good CPC but you're not getting sales, right? You're not getting purchases, you're not profitable. Maybe you're getting high add to carts. That's a landing page issue. So what's your conversion rate, right? When 100 people come to your site, if 100 people come to your site and only one person converts, that's a 1% conversion rate. Super easy math, right? So how do you get your 1% conversion rate that maybe you're not profitable at 1%? Maybe you are if you have like a higher ticket item and 1% your goal. But generally speaking, like a healthy conversion rate is like 1.5 to like 3%. Anything above that is great. So how do we get a 1% conversion rate to, let's shoot for 5%, right? Let's shoot for the stars. It's okay if you land anywhere in between here. So there's a lot that goes on with your landing page that you can split test, that you can just change. Generally speaking, if you're getting under 100,000 website visitors monthly, you don't need to split test. You can just change something and hope it works, right? It doesn't really matter. Now, if you're scaling and you're getting over 100,000 monthly visitors, then it's in your best interest to split test things because you're spending so much on ads and you don't want to just drastically change something and it ruins your business. So always split test it. But for most of you guys can just make the change on your landing page. So what can you change? You can change your images. You can change your title, the name of your product, very important. The title, the name of your product. And you can change headlines. And you can change subheadings. Now, the biggest needle movers will be their images and your headlines. Those are the things that people see first and read first. Now, ideally, you want to split test a bunch of different things and figure out what works best. Split test 4 things at a time and split it by 25%, 25%, 25%, 25% of URL redirects. Figure out what works best and then replace it as your main and then scale, right? Now, a simple tweak on here, a simple image change, a simple headline can drastically jump your conversion rates very quickly. And I've seen it happen before. You change one headline and everything starts working. So the idea is to have good headlines, having good images. How do you do that? Do market research. Look at your competition. Find out more about your customers, what they want to see, what they want to hear. Be a salesman. You're basically a salesman, but you don't show your face, right? You just make a website. It's actually easier than going door to door. You literally just make a website and act as if you're a salesman. Treat your landing page like a funnel to increase your conversion rate. That's all you got to do. Literally all you got to do. Okay, so maybe your landing page is really, really good, but people just are still not purchasing, right? This happens all the time. You have a really good landing page. You've done all your research. You've looked at your competitors. You've done better than your competitors. Well, maybe it's your offer. Usually this isn't what is the main problem. Usually it's 1 or 2, add a creative or landing page, because your offer, you can easily look at your competitor's price, see what they're running, right? You usually have at least one competitor in the market that's scaling, so you can kind of just copy their price and copy their offer. But it could be your offer. Maybe your price is too high. Maybe you're not doing buy one get one half off like your competitor is. You can change your offer, and this will also change your conversion rate. So the entire goal here is to have low spend on your Facebook campaign, your Facebook test campaign, right? You're not even scaling yet. You want low spend on your campaign. You want to be in between 20 to 30% net profit margin per day. And you want this to be consistent. You want to be this can't just be a one-day thing. This needs to be consistently hitting these low spend, 20 to 30% of margin, and you want a 1.5 to 3% conversion rate. 3% conversion rate. At this point, when you have these things, you can scale. You can scale your spend. You can scale vertically. You can scale horizontally. Scale into other countries. Scale with Facebook. Scale with TikTok. Whatever. Once you figure out this funnel, once you hack this funnel and figure it out for your given product on your one product store. So don't even talk to me about scaling until you're hitting these things. Until you have low spend, 20, 30% net margin consistently with a 1.5 to 3.5 conversion rate. At that point, it's healthy enough to scale. And you can be above this. That's totally fine as well. You can totally be above 20 to 30% net margin. Now, too many people ask me, like, what's wrong, and they send me a picture of their ad, or they send me a link to their landing page. I can't give you guys an answer that quickly. I need to dive into this stuff. I need to see your ad accounts. I need to see your landing page compared to your competitor landing pages. Maybe you don't have competitors, but that makes it a little bit more difficult. In that case, I would need to do market research for you and understand if your headlines, your copywriting, your subheadings line up with what you're trying to sell to your audience that you're selling to, your target audience, your target market, right? And then I need to say offer. I need to do research on all three of these things to give you guys a good answer. But what I'm trying to get to is that you guys can do this on your own. You guys can do this own research. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. This is why we test campaigns. Throw $50 at the wall. See what happens. See how these things change when you make a change in your landing page, in your image, in your headline, or you test a new ad. See how this affects the entire funnel. And you have a big funnel here, and then once this hits, you just pour more money into it. Now, obviously, you want to do it in the smartest, most efficient way possible, scaling horizontally and vertically. But essentially, you figure out what works at low spend and see how high you can push it without making a change. So when you start scaling, and maybe this is $1,000 and this is $2,000, and then when you get to $3,000, things start to fall apart. That's when you not fall apart, but start to work less. That's when you split test things. You want to improve. So maybe now you need a 4% conversion rate. So how do you get there? You test new offers, you test new landing pages, test new ads. It all works together. So usually it's a combination of things that are wrong in your business that aren't allowing you to be profitable at low spend. And sometimes it's a very, very easy fix. And it comes down to split testing, understanding your metrics that you need, your break-even metrics, right? And you can figure out things by doing a simple test, a simple split test, or just make the change and run a campaign and test it, right? You guys don't really need to be split testing. Again, if you're under 100,000 monthly visitors, you don't need to be split testing. You can just take the risk and make the change. All right. That's it for this video, guys. If you have any questions about this, just comment down below, right? I'm going to be bored going through comments and answering your guys' questions. Yeah, that's how I spend my days. No, I'm just kidding. But please ask questions. Join our weekly calls every single week. Ask me questions. Annoy me. I don't care. Right? If I can get you guys to make sales and start to scale, then you guys can work with me and we both win. Right? But getting started is not that difficult. So I think you guys can do it on your own by watching my channel. By figuring it out yourself. It's not that challenging. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Peace out.